The source is the same for both mind and breath. When the mind becomes quiescent, the breath is controlled. And when the breath is controlled, the mind becomes quiescent. When the breath is slow, the mind is calm. When the mind is calm, the breath is slow. It does not matter which comes first. What is important is to notice this relationship, how this works. When the breath is slow, the thoughts are soft. When the thoughts are slow, the breath is soft. When the breath is ragged and shallow, the mind is stressed. When the mind is stressed, the breath is ragged and shallow. When the breath has rhythm, then the mind is in flow. And when the mind is in flow, then breath has rhythm. The breath and the state of mind are interdependent. But one side of this equation, the breath, is easier to observe with detachment, without judgment, with composure. And this way of observing itself is the means to bring the mind under control. Just see how this works without assuming to take control. When the mind is composed, the breath is calm. When the breath is calm, the mind is composed. Notice how the noticing leads to the change. Then see how even a little change makes a difference. Not just to the breath, but to the state of mind. This is not a matter of controlling the mind or of maintaining a state, but simply understanding the mechanism, how the mind may be quietened such that this natural inner peace may shine forth. Peace is not newly earned. In the absence of mental misery, there is of course calm, peace, serenity. Just as the breath cannot be held for long with willpower, the mind cannot be mastered through force of will alone. It is not a matter of who is in control, but about balance, harmony, composure. All that arises is interdependent. But there is the fact of your own inner nature, that which did not arise, but must be present for all else to arise. This quality of being aware. A deeper breath, a slower blink, a moment of stillness, and you notice this inner nature. You find that you are already free, the detached witness, just involved in the witnessing. The freedom and contentment the mind searches for externally, that which seems to depend on circumstances aligning perfectly, is in fact only ever found here, deep within, closer than close. Happiness is the very nature of the self. Happiness and the self are not different. There is no happiness in any object of the world. We imagine to our ignorance that we derive happiness from objects. When the mind goes out, it experiences misery. In truth, when its desires are fulfilled, it returns to its own place and enjoys the happiness that is the self.